So, hello folks. I promised to do a video about threads and the plastic and the lungs. Let's get started. Here we have the plastic attachment of the lung. There is two sides of the lung. One is for the T-piece and the other one is the overpressure valve. If you have a MK6, this has a blind plug, and if you have a 7 with the left lung, this is the right lung with the overpressure valve, but the left lung doesn't have this attachment down here. So you take the overpressure valve off, you unscrew this nut here, and voila, you can take it out and remove it from the bag. So this is what the left lung looks like, and to avoid when you are damaging the threads, because you are not cautious when you are threading down the T-piece, you can damage the threads. This is a replaceable part. So the nut comes off and you can take this one off. When you have over tighted, sometimes you can see here that there's a crack here. It's broken. This will not interfere with the function of the rebreather, but you can have some, if it's larger crack, you can have some issues. So this one I can put back. I can order a new one from Poseidon. They are $2 each, €2 each. Comes without the O-rings, of course, because the O-rings are in the service kit. So you just remove the O-rings. You put some silicone grease on the O-rings. And this is my 5th take on the video, so I have already greased the O-rings a lot. So here we have a brand new one, looks shiny enough, and what happens is that we should actually look into the over threading part first. So what happens is that there are some teeth here that is supposed to be aligned with these grooves down here, and if you put it in the wrong way, it looks like this. You have a gap here on the top, and if I turn it a little bit, you can see that it goes down. This is the correct thing. Now we don't have any O-rings inside. We are just doing this over threading thing, which will explain the breakage of the plastic, or you can even break the threads down here. You take your T-piece, you put it inside, you thread it down, and the correct way is to go only halfway. So you should have like a 5mm gap here, and then you should have this one pointing backwards on both sides. So this is the correct. What people tend to do is they over tight it, and sometimes you can hear a click. Click, you hear? That means that we have not broken the plastic. If it's the threads that is broken, you are not able to turn it around, because every time you turn it around, it would just spin, because the T-piece has passed way down below the threads of the plastic ring. The only way to get the T-piece out now is to unthread this big nut here. And this is the only time you unloosen this nut. Only during service, or if you have misthreaded or tightened it too much like this. Now it's impossible to take this one off because it's a lot of silicone grease here and stuff, so if you want to take it off, it's not possible. Then I use the teeth here, and I use the teeth inside here, you see them here, and I push down until the teeth grabs the plastic. And voila, sometimes you need to push a lot. We are now a little bit helped by the fact that we didn't have any. You see, I can move it barely, but if I can't not touch it, or if it's too slippery, I need to use the teeth inside here and just use them to unthread it, because now you can see here's the teeth, and then I push and unthread it like this. And then we are back to square one with the T-piece, but we have a broken thread here. I can now put this one back, and when you're doing the service, we have just found out that we can have this protection O-ring. So we move this old O-ring up here, and from production from now on, it should look like this. You have the standard O-ring here, and you have the new protection O-ring here. So when you're doing the service, you move this one up and you put a new one here. This means that we can protect the plastic. How? Yeah, we have the plastic ring, we have the tooth. We go down here, and now you can see that I'm twisting it. Click, there it is. I put it back inside the lungs. Pull the pressure valve down, and then we have the top here. You have to make sure that it doesn't look like this. You see? So the material has to go all the way down, all the way around, because if we pinch it here on the outside, it will not be so good. We make sure that we didn't have the plastic sticking up like this, because we are able to push it down all the way because we turned it. Now we take the nut, we tighten the nut as hard as possible with our fingers. There it is. This will not break, it will not climb through or be pushed through, because Poseidon has put in so much money in the development of this machine, so it's ridiculous. All the details are so planned and so manufactured well and thought through, so it's crazy. And this small tolerance on the ring holding this plastic here is more than enough. I've been diving this machine for 14 years, and I've seen broken plastics, of course, but it just works. Now we have this protection O-ring here, so this one is sealing on the inside. This one is protecting it from going too far down, and is actually resting on the ridge here that you can see, the plastic ring ridge. So what I do here, carefully, backwards first, and then when you find the threads, you go slowly. And with the new construction, with the new O-rings, you are not able to over thread it, so there will be no click whatsoever. So this means that we always have this water trap at the top, and if you don't have it like here, you have to go like halfway backwards, not tighten it even more. So here it is, sealed, pushing, holding firmly, and it doesn't slip through any C-port holders or any other things. I can show you this, that if I take this ring off and I take this plastic ring here, of course I can pull it through. But it's not supposed to be loose like this. It's supposed to be holding firmly here, and they support each other, and it's centered. It grasps the edge of this little edge that we have here. The diameter on the outside is a little bit bigger, so it comes under the edge of the nut, and it seals and fits perfectly. That's the thing with the plastic threads, the T-piece, and how to protect you from malfunctioning. Oh, by the way, when you're ordering this new ring from Poseidon, you can actually put this broken one back and go diving, because it's sealing here with the O-rings. This is not going to pop out, so you don't have to sit around waiting for the plastic thing. If it's more broken than this, of course, you figure it out. But I would dive 1 dive or 2 dives with this one until I get a new part from Poseidon. And then I will make sure that I have an extra O-ring here as protection when I'm putting in the T-piece. That's all for now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.